knowing that that's going to be fundamental to succeeding in this coming time of economic uncertainty, what else do we need to know to not just survive but thrive? Okay, and this is where it comes down to pricing. You, me, everyone needs to understand that you need to have a range of pricing. Okay, this is critically important. What do I mean by a range of pricing? You need to have items in your lineup, and then we'll talk about how you achieve those items, from $0 to $100, from $100 to $1,000, and well over $1,000. 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, well over $1,000. In addition to that, you need non-wall art as a part of your lineup. Okay, I don't care what the non-wall art is. I've got some customers that paint wooden spoons by hand. I've got some customers that do coasters or iPhone cases or T-shirts or magnets or travel bags or photo books or throw pillows or coffee mugs. I don't care what the it is as long as you have the it. Okay, this is why POD, by which I mean print on demand, which I mean you have the ability to upload your images, and we're not the only gig in town that does this, so don't take it cynically. You need to be able to do POD such that whatever you create, you can instantaneously hit all of these price points. So you upload your art, all of a sudden you're capable of offering merch. All of a sudden you're capable of offering small paper prints under $100. All of a sudden you're capable of offering your work on fine art paper, on canvas, on metal, acrylic, and even wood, okay? Sizes get bigger, those prices step up. Now you're into 700, 800, 900. Then you do limited editions. Limited editions get you up above 1,000. Then your originals go up on top of that, okay? Now I have an extremely in-depth article that is going to detail this that I'm going to send you. I'll put it in the chat in a second, but just stay tracking with me for a minute. When you have the range of pricing, okay, when you have non-wall art as part of the lineup, you are setting yourself up, you are equipping yourself to get the highest ROI, return on investment, from your marketing activities that you're engaged in, okay? There is a fundamental truth that anyone that is doing any sort of marketing or getting their art in front of any sort of eyeballs out there at all, their viewers, their potential customers are going to fall into a socioeconomic bell curve. It is a bell curve. I'm not good at this types of math. I don't want to get into the statistical nonsense, but down here at the bottom, you have the low socioeconomic class. Then you have lower middle class, upper middle class, the bell, and then the high net worth individuals, a bell curve. You need to have products for everyone on that curve. You need to have price points for everyone on that curve. If you don't, somebody comes up, they get exposed to your marketing message, they see something on Instagram, they see you in a booth, they see you at a show, wherever, and they're like, wow, I really like what you're doing creatively, but I can't afford that price point. Or, I really like what you're doing creatively, but my net worth is so high that none of these price points blow my hair back, so I'm out, okay? So it's fundamental that all of us understand that is just a truth. You need to have prices for everyone on that bell curve, and there is a reason that you need to have prices for everyone on that bell curve. Another damn lesson they should have taught you in art school. There's only 3 ways to grow one of these businesses, okay? There's one thing that everyone works on. Acquire new customers, number one. So what does everyone work at all day long? Acquire new customers, acquire new customers, acquire new customers. The hardest one to work on, okay? Second way to grow a business, increase what we call the AOV, the average order value. There's a number of different ways you can do this. You can raise your prices. You can have a when you buy something, buy the other thing, okay? I.e., oh, thank you so much for buying that print. By the way, I have calendars. Would you like to add that to your order? And you know, the way to think of it is, easiest way to think of it is back in the day, like in the 50s, when you would go to McDonald's, you would just get a burger and they go, you want fries with that? And everyone would be like, yeah, I want fries with that. Next thing you know, they add another 50 cents to your order. Let's do the modern day version. You're at the hardware store. You're at the supermarket. You're waiting in line. While you're waiting in line, what are they doing? They're snaking us through an aisle of tchotchke. Let's use the hardware store example. There's duct tape and fly swatters and things for the car and cell phone chargers and drinks. All that is a way to increase the average order value, AOV, of when you're in the store. We have to play that same game, okay? When you have the range of items, when you have non-wall art, this becomes very, very easy. But the third one, which is the most profound, the third way to grow an art photography business, get your existing customers to come back and purchase again, okay? Get your existing customers to come back and purchase again. It's even heightened even more because the way that art and photography works is exposed to collectors. Collectors like collecting things. We don't know why this phenomenon happens, but it happens. Sometimes it's with sneakers or action figures. Thank God it happens with art, because when you get a collector, they end up buying again and again and again, almost like they can't help it. It's like some deep-seated human desire, which is fantastic because we need them. They're the lifeblood of any of these businesses. So what happens when you don't have a range of pricing? And what happens when you don't have non-wall art as part of the lineup is you're out there doing marketing, you're out there attempting to sell your art with photography, and people are coming in that would have purchased and they didn't because you didn't have the prices and you didn't have the wall art. So when they didn't purchase, you never acquired that customer. And because you never acquired that customer, you can no longer market to this person for the next 5 to 6 years. Because one thing that I know about the socioeconomic bell curve, it is not a fixed entity. People are moving up it and down it every which way, up, down, some 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, their entire lives, okay? But when you acquire them as a customer and you have the ability to market to them continuously, you don't know when they're gonna be up. You don't know when they're gonna move out of their mother's basement and get their first house. You don't know when they're gonna buy a second vacation house. You don't know when they're gonna get a divorce, God forbid, and have to get an apartment full of art, right? So when you're acquiring customers at all of the various different price points up and down the scale, you are acquiring customers. The easiest customer to get is the one that you already have. Fundamental truth, ignored by so many artists and photographers, it's crazy. All right. In addition to that, we need to understand our markups, okay? We need to understand our markups from my earlier rant about the artist, the photographer that is on sale in difficult economic times is the one more likely to get the sale. And then we also need to have our markups set up so we can run discounts for those sales. And then we also need to have markups set up because oftentimes people want to negotiate on art. And not only do they want to negotiate on art, they especially want to negotiate on art and photography when you are in difficult economic times. So when you have prints, it becomes very easy to mark everything up 250%. On your originals, you also want to mark things up 250% or 200%, 150%. And you can do it arbitrarily. If you have an original that you would normally sell for $800, I want you to mark it up to $950 or $1,000, solely so that when I come in there and I'm like, Patrick, I can't afford $1,000, would you take $850? You can be like, okay, yeah, I'll take $850. You wanted $800 in the first place, okay? All of it is a game of markups and margins and understanding that you are going to lose a tremendous amount of sales when you don't negotiate. Now, the good news, the low end of the scale, 0 to 100, people are not really going to try to negotiate with you all that hard in there. But when you get 100 to 1,000 and then 1,000 plus, that's where the negotiation comes in. Unless you think, okay, lest you think that negotiation somehow cheapens you as an artist or weakens your message or will lower your cachet in your buyer's eyes. Also complete bullshit. That one infuriates me, okay? Art is one of the most negotiated items that exists. More art, more photography is sold at a negotiated price than retail price. It's not even close, okay? It's not even close. The reason the galleries don't publish anything, and the reason the galleries are some of the most opaque businesses in the history of mankind is because they don't want anyone knowing how hard they negotiate on everything. Okay? That's just a truth. Everyone needs to understand it. Everyone needs to hear it. Anyone that tells you not to negotiate is lying to you, has no business experience, okay, or has never sold any art or photography in their entire lives. I get really fired up about that one, as you can tell. So not only that, once you have the range of pricing, just as a side benefit here, you utterly, totally, and completely eliminate the people that lowball you and destroy your confidence and make you just like, oh my gosh, how could you do this? You know, ruin your whole day, take the gem out of your donut, okay? If somebody comes in and you spent 20 hours on this thing and you're selling it for $2,500, time, material, you're into it so much, and they're like, that is beautiful, would you take $400? Instead of getting pissed, you know what you can do? You can be like, yeah, that's a little bit out of your price range, but I do have some things for you in your price range, and you steer them right to your little $400 spot. And when they see the entire range, the lowball, it almost eliminates a lot of the lowball offers because they're like, ah, I see, I'm supposed to be here, right? It should be noted that in addition to the 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 plus, I also like something extremely expensive in the lineup. Like, you know, if you're selling everything for like 1,000 or 1,200 bucks, put something in there for 10 grand. You just do it. And you do it as a result of a phenomenon called price anchoring. Human beings love to make decisions basis of comparison, okay? Why do you, when you go to a car dealership, you know, the glass box in the center of the car dealership, let's just say it's a Toyota dealership, and inside the center of the glass box, they have the 2023 Toyota Supra Turbo Batwing 0 to 60 in 1 second, $200,000 car. The reason that they have that car inside there, Mercedes dealership, whoever it is, they're all the same, is that you see that car and you see that price and you anchor to that price, and it makes you feel just a little bit better about buying the $30, $40, $50, $60,000 car that's out on the lot. It's just a human phenomenon called price anchoring. In addition to that, when you have that expensive thing in the store, every once in a while a high net worth individual will come up and be like, all right, I'll take it. Because that's what blows their hair back, is having the prestige of buying your most expensive thing. So it's important on the high end, it's important on the low end. When you get this set up, okay, you have a range of pricing, so you're not going to miss out on any customers, okay? You are set up to run sales and be on sale all the time. You are set up to negotiate whenever you need to negotiate, okay? And I'm going to give you a negotiating technique in a second that I find really enjoyable. And you are better prepared than just about anybody to weather uncertain economic times. In addition to that, you will also sell more than all of your competitors, which are really your other artists and photographers. It is just simple maths. There's not any room for any emotion in it. It just works 100% of the time it's tried. And no one ever teaches it. No one ever talks about it. Quick one on negotiation, okay? And when I talk about negotiation, let's say you have something, I'm really bad with the math, so I hope I don't screw this up. You have something that costs you $100, right? The wholesale cost of this thing is $100. It's print. You're going to mark it up 250%, so it's going to be $350. I hope those maths are right. If not, just assume they are. I come in and I'm like, hey, Chris, I really like this thing for $350, but I don't have $350 to spend on that. Would you take $275? Because Chris spent $100 on it and marked it all the way up, he's still making a decent clip of money, okay, on that print. The key to negotiation, though, where all artists fail during negotiation, is somebody comes in and they make an offer, and you're like, I'll take it. I'll take it. You can have it. Never, ever negotiate for free, okay? Never negotiate without getting something else in return. That is just a fundamental truth. Your life, don't even ask why it works. It just works 100% of the time it's tried. So how would I do that, Patrick? What would I do? Let me tell you, it's that easy, okay? Because you've marked up your art, because Chris marked up his art correctly, he's prepared to negotiate. He wants to make that sale. He knows he would rather acquire a customer and make some money. And this person's in tough economic times, so there's no way they're paying retail. You just start with this simple question. Yeah, okay, Patrick. You know, I don't normally negotiate on my work, but how are you going to pay? How did you plan on paying for it? And then shut up. And they say, hey, I was going to pay with credit card. Oh, credit card? Wonderful. It makes it so much easier for my tracking and accounting. So if you pay with credit card, I'll go ahead and come down on the price and you can take it. Or you can say, and by the way, whatever they say they're going to pay with, just go, okay, yeah, that's great. If you pay with that, I'll come down, right? Or you can say, are you going to take it today? Because I really need to get it out of my inventory. You're going to come take it today? It doesn't matter what it is. Just when you negotiate, have something to get in return. And the easiest creative way to do it is either take it today or ask them what they're going to pay for. Shut up. Whatever they say they're going to pay for, say, oh, great. If you pay that way, then you win. Simple. Almost no artists and photographers have that in place. They don't understand the fundamentals of that. And when you do, you start to realize that when you're out there doing your marketing, when you're out there Instagram posts, Facebook posts, live art show, in-person event, gallery show, whatever it is, you end up acquiring more customers. You end up generating more sales. You end up doing both of those things in the best of economic times. And it gives you the greatest hedge against whatever is coming in terms of a recession, in terms of bad news. So it is significantly important. I realize that it's not just a message that I have to pound into everyone's head, my customers included, but there's some legwork to getting it all set up, right? You don't just get it set up overnight. But when you zoom out and you realize 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 plus, and then you start working backwards from that instead of an emotional, well, the canvas cost me this, and I spent 20 hours, and the paint cost this, and storage, and stupid formulas like that don't exist, that are the biggest bunch of nonsense I've ever seen. The only thing that matters is that you have the range of pricing and that the work is selling. Magical formula, $1 per square foot for 6 cents times 3. No, nonsense. The work needs to sell. The work needs to sell. You need to have your markup set correctly, and you need to be ready to negotiate and run sales and do these things. So it's fundamentally important. I know it's emotionally terrifying, okay? Pricing your work is both business terrifying and then the more often psychological terrifying. I'm terrified to raise prices. How do I charge what I'm worth? I'm not that good. I'm not at that level. Once you start working backwards off the range, okay, off the 0 to 100, 100, 1,000, you're like, well, I need something to go into that box. So based on what I have, it's this. Okay, I need something to go into this box. And then you just start slotting it in. You're like, whole thing's done. Unbelievable. And it also makes it easier for you to raise your prices. So it's a fundamental. It needs to be taught. It needs to be taught more often. I might as well get the art and I'm going to get the post now and put it in here just in case I tell you guys all, I'm going to email it to you. And then I forget. My kids come in here and drive me nuts or something. All right, hold on. I'm going to pull this up. So very, very important. You don't have to get it done in 24 hours. You don't have to get it done in 48 hours, but you all need to start working on it right away. And the beautiful, beautiful thing about it is POD makes it all possible for nothing. For nothing. Print on demand, you guys, is the greatest advancement in this industry since sliced bread. It just is. You used to have to hold inventory. You used to have to order minimums. You don't have to do any of that, right? Like, for our customers, you upload your work and instantaneously you have all of the various different media types, all of the various different sizes you want, framing included. You have merch of 6 or 7 different kinds. There's no minimum order. You don't need to hold any inventory. You get one order, you get 1,000 orders. Printer doesn't care. It's all the same to them. So, print on demand is what makes it possible without having to invest $50,000 in inventory, let alone storing it, let alone convincing your significant other to take over the garage. All right, they're already upset with you how much space your art is taking up. Let's be honest. So, fundamentally important. Where we can go from here is I can explain to you the deal that we're offering this week. It's important that I do that. I don't normally do that. I'm not the sales pitch person at this company. I'm more the crush your hopes and dreams because I tell you, you're going to have to work for the next 3 to 5 years on your marketing, which nobody likes to hear about. That's normally what I'm known as. But Art Storefronts is a business. We started out having the best website software to sell our photography. It's not a high mountain to climb. We don't even have that many competitors. Okay, there's not a lot of people that are building custom software for artists and photographers. Then we realized that wasn't enough. You have to teach artists and photographers how to market. So we created this incredible library of digital content that shows you how to do all the various different marketing things, how to run Facebook ads and run a sale and post on Instagram and all of that jazz. Not enough because nobody wants to read DIY, do it yourself, learn at your own pace. Okay. No one wants to do that. So then we started having live classes, kind of just like this, bi-weekly basis, depending on where you are in your business, where we talk about all the various different things and teach you how to do the various different things, and you and your peers get to ask questions, and everyone learns together. Also not enough, then we realized that the biggest problem is not teaching artists to market. The biggest problem is getting artists to stop treating their marketing like a New Year's resolution. This is my year, huh? It's going to be my year. I'm going to do it. I'm charged up. It's the gym membership. You sign up in January, you're going 4 days a week. March comes around, you haven't been once all month. Year is toast, rinse and repeat. You're still overweight, right? That is how artists and photographers treat their marketing. It's been that way forever, since the dawn of time. The caveman painting guys probably did it. So we have to support you. We have to encourage you. We have to put you in a group with your peers. Sometimes we have to engage in light harassment, sometimes bribery, sometimes cajoling, sometimes hand-holding. Because let me tell you, it's difficult. You guys are solopreneurs. You don't have an office. You don't have an entire team to buck you up when the going gets tough. Whole thing's an emotional roller coaster, all right? So we have all of that going on. Okay. Is that enough? No, we have to keep getting better and better and better because ultimately it's hard not to take this cynically. I don't care. You can take it in which way you like. But it turns out the more successful our customers are, the less I have to do as a marketing person and as a marketing team that I'm leading because they tell all their friends. So it's almost easier to make successful customers than it is for me to go and get better at Facebook ads or blogging or podcasting or anything else that I'm doing. So we keep moving forward to try and provide more and more and more to make our customers successful quicker and quicker and quicker. The next step in all of that was not letting you guys build your websites because guess what? Artists and photographers should not be building websites. You should not become a web programmer. You should not be talking GoDaddy or CSS or HTML or pixels or forms or coding or fonts or colors. 1, you guys are terrible at it. 2, it's a waste of your time. 3, I don't want anyone reading web design for dummies, okay? An artist or photographer wants to make it, you need to work on 3 things: creating the stuff, marketing the stuff, and selling the stuff. If you're working on anything else, you're just being busy to tell yourself you're busy and you are on the slow road to hobbydom. Okay, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't pull any punches. I've seen it and I've seen it and I've seen it. Oh, no, I know how to build websites. I like build. No, you don't. You have no idea what you're doing and you do not want to learn it. No one wants to learn. It's like me taking math classes. I had to change my major in college. I hated it so bad. I left my books in the class. So you don't need to be doing that. It's not a good use of your guys' time. It's not a way that you are going to earn extra dollars. It's not a way the business is going to grow. So we're like, okay, tell you what. We'll build your websites for you. And that's what we do now. We don't even let you build them. You give us your images. You give us the text. We help you set the prices, upload everything, make sure everything's working, connect it, GoDaddy, all the nonsense, boom, it's done for you. Okay, great. That's phenomenal. That's an amazing thing. I don't even know of another website company that does that, period, let alone one in our niche of art and photography. So we're pretty stoked on that, right? Not enough. I am so persuasive. I have convinced my company, started on Sunday. It ends on Saturday of this week. If you sign up, so whatever today is, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by the way, if you're just brand new and you just found out about us, I don't do a sales pitch like this normally. You're not ready, I'm sure. So just know that I have to say it because I know that this is going away. Not only will we do everything else, website marketing, support, bribery, all the rest, but free website updates for life. You'll never have to touch your website ever again, period. End of sentence. We're going to do it. You don't need to be doing it when you need to change images out, when you need to add a page, when you need to change pricing, when you need to put in a discount code or set a coupon code, any of it. It's free for life. We are making that commitment. We are trying it as a way to force ourselves to learn to see whether or not we can do it. And it started on Sunday, and it's going to end on Saturday. And based on the sheer terror, okay, that the people inside my company have right now trying to figure out how dangerous it is to offer something like this, I know it is going away. Okay, it's going to go away. And not to mention how upset the people are that signed up 2 weeks ago, or my current customers that are like, why didn't I get that? Because we are trying to continually advance as a company and continually get better and better and better. And the only way that you do that is you try to put your own self out of business. And so that's what we're doing. And I don't mean put ourselves out of business financially, but like out invent yourself, right? Like, keep moving so your competitors can never catch you. So that is literally the deal of a lifetime. Okay. I remember this story of Mark Cuban. He's this guy that software millionaire. He owns the Dallas Mavericks. He's the guy on Shark Tank, really, really successful entrepreneur. When he sold his first company, American Airlines had a deal that you wrote a $50,000 check and you fly free for life. And he bought it. He bought one for himself and one for someone that he wouldn't say the name of, which I had to have thought was a girlfriend of his at some time. And he said he would just like have a couple of beers, pack a bag, show up at the airport with no idea where he was going to go and just get on a flight. And he said he did it all the time. And it was so bad that American Airlines tried to buy it back from him rather than honor it because he took it such advantage. And he's like, it was the greatest deal of all time. So I'm telling you, we are being that crazy as a company right now offering this deal for 1 week. I don't do sales pitches. So if you're just like, I'm just found out about you guys, I get it. It's not for you. You're not ready. But if someone's been like, I've been contemplating this, you guys seem to know what you're talking about. I think this is a good idea. There'll never be a better deal than this one, period. I don't know how we can offer this full time because quite frankly, we don't have any idea what that support load is 100% going to look like. But there we go. That's my huge deal. That's what I'm sticking to. Yeah, I feel like I'm on one today. Fired up. Let's turn it into Q&A. Who's got questions? Could be anything about anything about the deal, anything about anything else, anything about all the rest of it. And just to let you know, so at the bottom of your Zoom window, there is a little reactions button. It's a little smiley face with a plus on it. If you click that, that gives you a way to raise your hand digitally speaking. For the brave ones that have the camera on, if you have a question, you can just raise your hands. I'll see it, and I can unmute you, and then we can go from there. All right, Naomi's my first brave one. Awesome, Naomi, go for it. You're first.
Yes, I was wondering, how much does it cost to set it all up? Like, do you have a membership? How does that work?
Yep, very good question. What you want to do is to get a demo so you can see all the bells, all the whistles, hear about all the plans and everything else, because I don't have all the details. But the way to think about us is we are essentially a two-part entity. Yes, we are a website, and yes, like all websites, we have a monthly fee. But we are also a postgraduate university that specializes in art and photography, business, and marketing. And you go into the university and you don't ever come out because there are no graduates because everyone just keeps learning and learning and learning. You pay a one-time fee to get into the university, and that's it. You're done. You have all of that support that goes to pay the army and people that's going to be teaching you to market your art, your photography for the rest of your life.
I lost you for a second. Okay, there, I'm back.
Yep. Oh no, how much did you miss? All of it? Portion of it?
You said that your university or you have a monthly fee and that you guys are a university and something else. And that was where I lost you.
Yeah. So the way to think about us is that we're part university and part website company. So you pay a one-time fee to get into the university, then you pay a monthly fee for the website. I believe the one-time fee is like $1,500, and then the website fee is $39, $49, and $59, depending on what plan you're on.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Thank you, Naomi. We're definitely not the cheapest game in town by any stretch of the imagination, but the reality is that we're doing everything imaginable to create successful customers, to stack the deck every which way imaginable. And you know what the alternative is? You end up paying it anyway. You end up paying it anyway on one website to another website, to wasted months, to wasted years, all the rest of it. But again, don't take that as a sales pitch. No, Diana, it is not. Everybody needs to see this, especially not right now. Under no circumstances. Hold on. I don't mean to call you out, Diana, because it's an honest question, but I don't want you doing this. I never advise my customers do this. I don't want anyone doing it ever under any circumstances. Is it wise to go into debt to pursue a career in art? Answer to that question is no. Huge no. The answer is get a job. You have to get a job. It's not easy to make it as an artist. It doesn't happen boom like that. It takes, and this is what I'm normally known for. Okay, it takes 3 to 5 years for most people to build a business of any sizable nature, such that it's really going, really humming, right? And yes, there are anomalies that do it in year one, but most people it's 3 to 5 years. No one ever tells you that either, do they? Right? Try my magic Facebook ads course for 3 payments of $49.99. I will explode your business. Such a load of nonsense. Like you have to grind it out to build this business, okay? You have to learn how to do all kinds of things. You have to learn how to capture emails. You have to learn how to email the emails. You have to learn how to do a free or an online art show. You have to learn how to post on the social media sites. You have to learn how to expand your lineup. So no, it's absolutely not worth it, Diana. And please don't do that. I even argue, like I have customers that are in year like 5, year 6 that still have their day job and their business is like right about at the 6-figure rate. And I'm like, don't quit your job. Don't quit your day job because you can keep pumping more money into the business such that when you do finally come to it as a full-time job, you've got a ton more options. But again, that's just me. Everyone's got to live their own life. Go their own route, live their own way. So that's what I would say about that. It's a great question though. I do get that a ton. People are asking me, how can you sign up for the deal, Alyssa? You just go to our website and request a demo. We call it a demo request, which is the dumbest word in the history of mankind. Get a demo request. Software thing infuriates me. Sherry's asking me, is it an independent website or connected to your platform? No, it's your website. You own everything. And we just teach you to do everything on it. So like with us, the artist owns everything. The photographer owns everything, which is how it should be, how it needs to be, in all honesty. It infuriates me. Like everyone uploads their art to the marketplaces. This is great. I just have to upload my art and then not do anything. Yeah. And not only do you get almost no sales at all, but even when you do get a sale, you don't know who it is. And so you can't market to them ever again, which is pretty frustrating. Anyway, go ahead, Christina. You'll have to unmute Christina. It's the mic icon, bottom left-hand corner. It's this thing right here. You just click it once. And that should do it. Are you there, Christina? I'll let you know when you get it. Did you get it? Can't see. Don't worry. You see that face? That's exactly why you guys shouldn't be building websites. That is the type of tech frustration. See? We got it.
Okay. Lack of frustration. How do you prevent people who go to your website? How do you prevent them from
stealing your artwork?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me tell you, you have 99 problems. That ain't one.
Really?
That ain't one in any world, no, not at all. Do you know how hard it is to make it in this business? Do you think people are going around waxing their mustaches and steepling their fingers to steal Christina's art and reproduce it and make millions? No. Everyone that tells you that that is a thing and that happens has no idea what they're talking about and are lying to you. Okay, I get so infuriated by that one too. I'm not putting it up online. First of all, anyone could steal any image that's online. But guess what? The images that are online are all compressed and reduced. So to even attempt to blow it up and make it big is a whole process, which is not impossible, but whatever. But it just doesn't happen. Every once in a while, someone's image gets stolen and used in a blog post, okay? Or in very, very, very rare circumstances, I've heard about somebody's image ending up on like a record cover. Well, that's what lawyers are for. You go and sue. But it is, of all of the problems that you have, it is so far down the list. I mean, I can't even see it. You're going to have to circle the globe 27 times until you get to that problem. So don't worry about that one. I'm taking it off your plate.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I think the people that like tell you that, it's like, it's well-meaning and such, but it's just not real. It just doesn't happen. I mean, I've been doing this for so long, and every time somebody says, oh yeah, well, I talked to somebody that knows somebody where it happened. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Give me their name. Give me their number. Like, bring them up here. I want to talk to them. It just doesn't happen. It's like one of these myths just gets spread out there to terrify you guys from actually taking your any forward steps with whatever the appropriate thing is. And yes, we do have a payment plan. Sure, you can call them and talk about it. It's like an afterpay thing. It like splits it up, but And don't worry, like you don't have to sign up right now. I told you I don't do the sales pitch. I'm just telling you it's the greatest deal that we've ever offered. It's amazing. But you don't have to sign up right now. I would rather you be able to afford it than go into debt or split up payments or do anything like that. I want you to come into it with, a solid footing. Yeah, that's what I would say. But you can call them and talk about it. Everyone's got to make their own call on it. But who else, guys? Questions? Yep, Chris, I got you. And you'll need to unmute. Hold on, I saw him and then I lost him. Here we go. All right. So you'll just need to unmute, Chris. Gotcha.
Go in there. Hello?
Yep.
Hey. Well, actually,
I unmuted both of you at the same time. Okay, Manuel, don't drive anywhere. I'm going to let Chris go first, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, Chris, you go. You go first. Zoom is doing some weird buggy thing.
I missed my demo yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I scheduled a demo yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was hunting. I got a deer. It takes priority. Spoiled. So as far as website,
what'd you get it with? What'd you get it with? Just out of curiosity.
It's a 357 rifle, one shot right here.
Wow.
Right in the neck.
Were you prone or open-handed?
I was actually standing.
Wow.
So that's second time in a row. That's my second buck. I did it as an adult, so
amazing.
I'm proud of it.
Good for you.
But thank you. I'm new to tech. I'm running outside my comfort zone, and I am gonna lock in. I've made up my mind today. It's gonna happen. I just got to work out details. Can you give me that website so I can write that down? Is it Patrick at Storefront right there, or
at Art? Our website just Art Storefronts. But if you had a demo and you missed it, just tell them like, I don't want to miss the deal. I missed my demo. What can I do? Just email whoever your rep is back.
artstorefront.com.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for taking me. And I normally don't like people with your personality, but you sold it for me. So I just want to give you props. So
wonderful.
Salute you.
So I wasn't off-putting in any way? How lucky me.
No. No, it dragged me in. So I appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for saying that.
I'm doing it. So.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Send me some venison. All right. I kind of like the sausage, actually. I do. Okay, Manuel, back to you. No driving while you're doing this. Please tell me you're parked.
I'm parked.
All right, good.
All right. Well, it's nice to meet you. I know I've been getting the emails and.
I know I email too much. We email way too much.
Well, it's okay. I'm at least I know I subscribed and I'm getting what I asked for. So
yeah.
So I just kind of want to recap what I got. You said
you muted yourself again. Hold on. You muted yourself. I think you hit the button on the phone. You have to hit the. Yeah, there we go. Now it's back. Oh, you just did it again. You're in like some sort of weird like Bluetooth handover thing that's messing it up. Yeah. I got to find you again to ask you to unmute. Let's see. Try it one more time, Emmanuel. Yeah, the cell phones sometimes go a little buggy. You might want to just pop out of the thing and pop back in, Emmanuel. Usually that does it when it's super buggy like that. All right. fired up today. Who else, guys? Questions? About anything mentioned? Emmanuel, did I just hear you pop back in?
Yes.
Okay, good. We're back. Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, that was my dad.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So you give us the software
Mhm.
that we use to make our own website.
Yes.
You instruct us on how to do it.
Yeah.
And you said we're doing it as artists ourselves, or are we
Correct.
picking
Correct.
someone else?
Yeah, no, correct. You're doing it yourself, which is how it's got to be, right? Like the artist, the photographer in question has to own everything, and that's how it works with us. So it's your site. We just take care of the site, and then we teach you how to drive traffic to it and market and grow it all year long, year in, year out, never stop. And your phone still did the buggy thing again.
I was just saying that's awesome. I got other things going on too.
No worries, no worries. We all do. Thanks for coming, man.
Right.
Cheers, man. All right. What else? Yeah, and this is like, so this is one of the things that I have to answer because you guys think I'm like in some sort of sales pitch or something, but I'm just telling you right now, like, you'll see this. Hold on. So, Alyssa, no, it's not for you as an existing customer. It's just for people that sign up for this week. I know you probably already signed up and you're pissed at me for this, but the only way that we could figure it out as a business about whether or not we could pull something like this off is by forcing ourselves to do it for a week. So that's what this week is. The people that sign up this week are just extremely lucky. But it's not the marketing services, Alyssa. It's just we are going to maintain, update, their websites the whole time. You see, she's angry with me, and as she should be. I mean, this is an insane deal. I've had people that signed up 2 weeks ago that didn't get it. But why you should not be upset, Alyssa, is like, anybody that's been with us for like any period of time are like, oh my God, do you have any idea how much better the product has gotten in the time since I've been on there? Like, ask the people that signed up 2 years ago what the freaking thing looked like. Like, we have made leaps and bounds, and we continue making leaps and bounds. And once you've signed up and once you're in, you don't ever pay for any of those leaps and bounds. We just keep including it and keep including it and keep including it. I mean, if we include space shuttle rides, then maybe the prices will go up. But other than that, we're whatever it is, we're throwing it in there. So, okay, Nicole, go. But I'm sorry. I know. Do you see how gracious? Do you see how gracious she is? She should be. I appreciate you, Alyssa. Okay, I owe you one. All right, you can find me inside and when you get stuck on something and you got a free get out of jail card. All right. Okay. Nicole, you're up. Oh, sorry. I muted you and unmuted you. Go ahead again, Nicole. Sorry.
Hi, it's
Hi.
okay. I'd come in a bit late, and so I was wondering, do you record these webinar sessions or?
Yes, most of the time, although sometimes the lovely technology, as technology is wont to do, gets buggy and derps out. But this one is streaming to our YouTube account and to our Facebook page, so you can just watch it in either of those two places later.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Moving through. Who else, guys? Questions? See, Chris is back in. He's going to get my address to send me my venison sausage. What's up?
That's true. Yes, that's funny. All right. I need your address.
Yep, I will send it to you. I'll email you.
Okay. Yes. And then also, I'm like I said, I'm brand new to all of this tech and everything, and I've been uploading my art onto Facebook, Instagram, what have you.
Mhm.
Is that stuff still eligible because I have the originals,
Yeah,
or
of course.
so it's not like double standard type stuff?
No,
okay.
not at all day long. We'll teach you and hand walk you through all that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Your first couple of years are going to suck.
Okay,
it's
I'm
going to
sure.
suck. You're going to get some gray hair in the beard. But you know what?
I'm sure.
There's no other way to do it. You have to learn how to
This
do
is-
it. And yeah,
This is COVID. It's
Yeah.
a COVID deal.
yeah, it's legit. It's legit.
I'm a veteran, so this is my disgruntled beard. You asked for it, so
I love it.
not you personally, but
Yeah,
thank you.
I got you. Well, God bless you for
All
your
right.
service. But to go back to it, like, 8 years now I've been doing this, I think, and it's like talking to all my customers and talking to like literally hundreds of you guys every week for like years. I've had so many conversations with so many artists, so many photographers, and so many different parts of this country, parts of Canada, parts of other countries, different niches, different stages of their career. If you used to be hugely successful, just everything imaginable. And There are two ways to make it as an artist or a photographer. There is selling direct via the website model, what we advocate, and there is doing the show and fair circuit religiously, like 20 times a year, where you're just at a booth, you're traveling from place to place to place. Some combination of the two is great. You know, some direct sales and occasionally throwing in some shows. I like call that the balanced diet. Those are the only people that I'm aware of that have businesses that are growing year after year after year. The ones that are in galleries and rely on galleries as their primary revenue source, the ones that do that make over 6 figures a year are kind of like the people that we know that play basketball versus the people that we know that are in the NBA, or people that we know that golf, or people that we know are professional golfers. The odds of making it in a gallery model as an artist or photographer are just so tiny. And then take your pick on all of the marketplaces, Etsy, Redbubble, Fine Art America, Saatchi. Like, you can hardly find it. You can hardly find someone that is making anything more than a couple $1,000s a year on any of those sites. And even if you are, the numbers that are so low, you're at the mercy of your art being taken off page one and being buried in the algorithm doing something to you. And the only way where you actually have a business where you control the own destiny is selling direct, acquiring customers, knowing who they are, and then having the ability to market to them. And that means you have to learn how to market. And none of you want to know how to do that. And I get that. And it is going to be painful those first couple of years. It just is, because you have to go through all of it. But you know what? Each time you go through it, you get a little bit better. It gets a little bit easier. We have this entire system that supports you and encourages you. And like I said, occasionally light harassment, usually from me. I scream at you all a little bit, as you've seen. Sometimes some bribery, cajoling, everything else. And once you do it, and once you realize the power of, like, when we don't let you quit the New Year's resolution, okay, when you actually go to the gym 4 days a week, okay, for 52 weeks, turns out you start looking pretty good in the mirror. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. It's how it works. So me, A32, you're up next. Go ahead. And yes, Patricia, you of course can. I'll see you, Chris.
Yeah. What's the initial cost for the course itself? I haven't got that far into it.
Yeah, so it's not a course. It's like the whole shebang, all the bells, all the whistles, all the everything.
Okay.
We're part website company. We're part postgraduate university that teaches, art and photography, business and marketing. So you pay a one-time fee to get into the university, then you're done. You don't ever pay it again, and then you just pay a monthly fee for the website.
All right. What's the monthly fee?
The monthly fee, depending on which plan you are on, and I believe we have 2 or 3, is either $39, $49, or $59, I believe. Don't quote me on it. You can get a demo and see. The one-time fee, I believe, is at $1,500. So it's not inexpensive.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're expensive for sure. Straight up, right? But one of the things that you realize is that everyone is paying these fees already anyway. They're paying it with their time. They're paying it on this website. They're paying it for ads here. They're paying it for a consultant. They're paying it and doing shows and fairs. And where does the business go? It doesn't go anywhere, right? That's number one. Number two,
Okay.
Everyone runs around, and it's impossible not to take this cynically. So I've got no problem if you guys do, like, who's this guy? But when your buying commitment is like $29 a month or $10 a month or $39 a month or whatever it is for these other websites, you don't care if you don't do anything that month. It's just $39. It's just $29. When you stroke the check that it takes to come with us, you've burned your boat. There is no way you are lighting that money on fire. And so subsequently, you actually now have a fire under your rear to do the work all year to make it successful. Many people have to explain to their significant others how they're possibly paying something like that for a service, right? Like, are you out of your mind? But guess what? When you make that type of commitment, it just ends up going. So I don't mean to sound it like it's a sales pitch. These are the things that we've discovered as a business. Yes, it's expensive. No, I don't want anyone to finance it. You don't have to be ready to do it today. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to keep getting better. But I believe that most artists and photographers, if they take their business seriously, they pay all of that and then some to go down all these stupid wrong paths where the business doesn't end up anywhere. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yes, Patricia, you can transfer your existing name thing. Okay, Andrew, I'll unmute you in case you have a follow up. Why don't you just ask your question, and I'll because other people want to hear it, Andrew, if you can, if you're not at work and doing that whole thing. Are you there, Andrew? I don't know if he's still there or not. Go to gallery mode. Okay, he's not, so I'll just answer it. Yeah, he's got no mic. So how does POD work? I travel a lot for work, often to places with no internet and cell service for extended periods. Your job sounds super interesting already. How hands-on is the artist each order? So not at all. You're not hands-on in the slightest. You touch nothing. Nothing. Order comes in. You get paid. Printer gets paid. Printer, boxes order. Slaps your logo on the side of the box. Ships it. Software sends tracking number. Sends receipt. Sends did everything order land okay. You don't have to touch any of it. Nothing. Period. End of sentence. So that's what I would say. You don't have to worry about that in the slightest. So it wouldn't matter. And the beautiful thing too is that like when you work with these when you work with these big print on demand companies, they're doing like $30 to $35 million a year plus in business. It's really sort of fascinating how it works. They're doing so much money in prints and they're spending so much money on shipping that when something happens, i.e., the box came out of the truck and rolled around 5 times before it got to your customer, right? Or something damaged in the shipping in any capacity whatsoever. Ordinarily, the rigmarole you have to go through for that. Send me a photo. Let me show the printer. Let me take the photo down to the printer. Let me argue with the printer. The printer wants to talk to you. They don't even care. They're like, no problem. Another one's en route. Tell them to destroy the original. Like they ever follow up on that. They could care less. No problem. It's en route. You touch nothing. They take care of all of it for you because it is less expensive for them just to rip another print and ship it to you. You don't ship it back. You don't have to show anything. It's just boom. I mean, people could fraud the system if they were so inclined and they wanted to. Don't do that. But it's a really, really nice feature to know that, like, not only do you not have to touch anything when you get an order, okay, but when the customer service comes, you don't have any customer service. They just take care of it. That sounds really rosy. But we didn't talk about it in there? How hard it is to get the damn customer, all right? Which is not easy, which is why Chris is going to be pulling the hair out of his beard for the next 3 years, right? Like that's how it goes. Getting the customer in this business, the hardest thing. Everything else, actually pretty easy. Like the hardest thing is just learning to acquire those customers. But that's what we teach you to do all year long. And it's a journey. It is a journey. Make no mistake about it. And, some people come in and they're like, their art is nailed down. They know exactly. They have a product the market wants. They don't have to change it that much. And all they have to do is just get it in front of more eyeballs. That's not everybody. There's a lot of people that come in with their art and guess what? Their art doesn't sell. And their art doesn't sell not because they're crappy artists or they're terrible photographers. Their art doesn't sell because their art doesn't sell, because it is a product the market doesn't want. And so that is a very difficult thing to overcome. It turns out if they had these damn classes in art school, it would be much easier. Pablo Picasso, on his deathbed, had 45,000 unsold works in his inventory. What did Pablo Picasso know that most artists don't? That it's actually a game of archery, okay? You as the artist, you as the photographer, don't sit there and say, where's my damn pen? This is my art. This is what inspires me. This is my one arrow. I'm going to draw it back and fire it at the target. Instead of hitting the target, I went up over into the neighbor's yard, and it's now stuck in the side of their house. And what do you do at that point? You blame external circumstances. Nobody's buying art. We're in a recession. People just want digital art now. Or you blame yourself. I'm not good enough. I should have listened to my mother. This was always going to be a hobby. I need to go out and get a real job. What no one tells you is it is a game of archery. Go and create another arrow and fire that at the target. Pablo Picasso missed 45,000 times. Do you think it let him stop him? No. You just keep creating. That is part of the ball game. And so we have a great many customers that come in, and sometimes their art won't sell at all. And sometimes it's selling, but it's like selling to the tune of like $500 to $2,000 to $3,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 a year. And they're like, I can't build a business on that. And so you have to try new styles. And we teach you some various different ways to do this. And you keep trying different styles until you hit. And inevitably, I have such a varied customer base that there is absolutely everything in there. But some of my most successful customers just innately know how to do this. They were just born knowing how to constantly try different styles and different subject matters and different materials. A very small number of them, They only have their one thing that they create, and that's it. And people love it, and people buy it. And the minute you saw it, you know it's one of their pieces, and that's all they do. And so there's some of that happens. But you know, none of it ever happens until you actually get it in front of eyeballs and do the marketing and figure out whether or not it can sell. When you do that, you find that you know conclusively that what you're offering is not going to sell very well, so you need to try something new. Or they tell you, I kind of like your style, but would you consider doing a commission for me? And when somebody asks you for a commission, what they're essentially doing is holding a credit card above their head saying, I really like what you do creatively, but that ain't it. Will you do this for me? And then that gives you ideas of new directions that you can go into, right? And you talk to people and you actively get out there, and it's like one of the death knells that keeps people in this hobbyist zone is like, it's a game of archery. Not every arrow is going to hit the bullseye, and that's totally okay. And if Picasso was around and he could have taught that class, everybody would have left with being so much more encouraged, because you think just because whatever you're attempting to sell failed that you have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about that in the slightest. Not in the slightest. So that's a really positive thing that really actually gets me fired up. Boy, do I love this one. Boy, do I love this one. Can I set a limit on the number of prints per image? Yes, of course. Limited editions all day long. And we teach you how to do that. That's not the one that I love. My images are keyworded. Do I need to remove the keywords to upload to your site? No, you don't. And you don't need to worry about keywords either, because no one sells art through SEO. Another one of the nonsense tropes of all nonsense tropes. Do you know how much time that we're going to encourage you to spend on SEO? 0. By which I mean not 10 minutes. It's not true. You have to do like 15 minutes. You have to keyword optimize your homepage, your About Me page, and that's it. And really, you can actually do that in 5 minutes. And then you don't have to do anything else, because SEO doesn't work as a marketing technique. It's been dead for a long time. Very little art of photography is sold that way. So one less thing you have to worry about. So no, you do not have to de-keyword anything. Upload it, good to go. Get going on the marketing, which is not going to be fun. But you'll be in there with Chris. So you already have one pal. All right. I feel like I've talked myself into circles. I will send you guys a replay to this thing. A replay of the video I normally send, which is great. Read my pricing article. Did I put the pricing article in the chat? Please read the pricing article. The pricing article. You don't have to sign up to read the pricing article. You don't have to sign up to start working on figuring out how to do the pricing thing. That is a big deal. Okay, the link is in the chat right now. All you have to do is click on that thing and just save it, or email yourself, copy it and paste it, and email yourself or whatever. Critically important going into this down economic times. It will help you sell more art regardless. For those that are on the fence, definitely request a demo. Go to our site, request a demo, or there's buttons in the email that I'm going to send you. After the fact. And if you're like, you've been thinking about it and you're close, there is not going to be a better week. If you're just finding out about us, don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to keep moving the ball forward and advancing. But thanks for all the time today. I appreciate all of you guys. Hope to see you on the inside, future session, Zoom session, whatever. All right, Emmanuel, I saw you at the last second. You're lucky. I was so close to hitting the end button. All right, let's
Sorry, I just wanted to ask, were you okay with me doing a recording and keep it just for myself?
Yeah, of course. I mean, to be honest with you, it's feel bad for you. You're going to stare at my ugly face yet again. So apologies in advance on that.
Hey, you got the card there. It's all right. I don't got to leave.
All right. There is a giant silverback gorilla behind you, by the way. I don't know if anyone's told you that.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Chris was ready in the 357 right there. He was about to chamber around just in case. We didn't know what was jumping off there.
I'm about to check out this store here.
Yeah. All right. That was classic. That's a great way to end it. Appreciate it, you guys. Have a great rest of your days, great rest of your weeks. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving if you're American celebrating. We got plenty to be thankful for. Chris, Ronald, thank both of you guys for your service. God bless you guys. And I hope everyone has a great week, great Thanksgiving. Bye now.